Hello, here's another tea time rant and rave. And you know what? I like to try to be positive on YouTube, but you know what happens? I'm a positive person, but I am also multi-layered. I like ranting sometimes. It's just fun. I just love getting excited about handbags. That's my rave. But also rants for fun, not to try to hurt anyone. But I've had so many of my YouTube subscribers go, they love my rant and raves. So I love my rants to be more about life, and isn't it funny, how we go through certain things. And and I watch so many videos that are really fun and upbeat, but I'm not always upbeat. That's just it. I'm a multi-layered artist, and you know how we get. we really think about things and ponder things, and so I love and enjoy and get enthusiastic and so happy with especially the handbag community is so fun, and it's like coin collecting. I was just telling, what was it, Nicole, Mama Beach, and one of my posts on the Dooney Den, that it's like coin collecting, except what are we collecting? Pieces of leather or canvas or coated cotton canvas, right? Here's my bag. Oh, you guys, this color got me. I love this color, but look how slouchy this bag is. I want to tell you that the pebble leather gets very slouchy on this bag, so don't be prepared. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. So I want to finish my sentence. One of the things I notice is I don't finish my sentences. I'll start an idea and then move on. So I don't want to do that today. So love and hugs to all of you, my fellow bag collectors. Coin collectors are collecting coins. They're bits of metal. We collect bits of leather, and it's a natural product. And it's fun to talk about the patina, the aging. When was it made? How was it made? Who loves it? Why they love it? I don't know why. It's a problem. I don't like this compartment in the middle. I don't like the key fob. I don't like the strap that goes to the side, the key holder thing with the gross grain. I mean, these are things worth mulling over. I'm sorry. Here's my tea. I have a little bit. I have my ginger and lemon tea. But anyway, so I'm telling you, it is a hoot. And I watch other videos. There's so much drama on the internet, on YouTube. Oh my God, there are videos where it's stratospheric, so it's not like that here. And so my ravings and my rantings are really to share and because I know we all have common experiences. So it's nice to know that other people are going through similar things that you're going through, and it's encouraging. And I go through times when I'm super positive, and then times where I'm going, I'm really thinking this through, this is bothering me. And but I think that's just kind of fun, and also it's stress relieving. And that's probably why a lot of us do this. It's a stress reliever, and we want to, share with our buddies. But in terms of bag collecting, I want to go over this a little bit. Collecting bags, especially on the pre-loved market, is tricky, and buyer beware. Some of us have already gone through this, so I'm going to be repeating something that has already been talked about. But for those of you who are particularly new or putting your toe into the pre-loved market, I'm putting my toe in it. I've sold now 6 or 7 bags now myself, and it's all gone smoothly. But that's because, for me, I am disclosing what I have and what condition. Plus, I take really good care of my bags. So I don't have this angst about, I'm not in the business of it. And I notice on the pre-love, there are lots of shops and little internet stores and women who make money doing this. And you have to be aware, they're not all individual, just women selling their collection. They're selling bags that they got from someone else. And they go through 3 or 4 hands before you get them. And this is why I'm suspecting why the smoke issue or odor issues don't get really addressed or revealed when they need to be. Because when you ask if something comes from, and any of you guys who've had this experience, you can correct me on this. So I'm not an expert, but this is my experience, and I figured it out because I do ask when I buy a pre-loved bag, when I'm texting on Facebook or through YouTube or Poshmark or whatever, whichever way you do it, you really have to find out if they're original owners. You're not always going to get the truth. Flash. News flash. You can ask all the right questions, and I've done that and still didn't get where the disclosures weren't 100%. But when they say from home, smoke-free home, or they're saying, and I need to smile, smoke-free home, but you see how serious I get? I do get serious. I take this seriously. My Dooney collection, it's, and the trading, there's so many things you can do, and I want to go over a little bit to help those women. Mama Beach has a great video about buying pre-loved, but I'm going to kind of add to the discussion with what she started. And my experience lately with especially odors on bags, I want to finish that point, is that they are saying it's from a smoke-free home and pet-free or this free, where there's no odors. Well, if they bought it from someone else, then brought it as a collection to resell and to try to make money on it, because they may have gotten a fabulous deal on a really good bag. Maybe they got a friend that it's the friend or the person they got it from that had the smoking environment. They take it on, and then they can say with absolute honesty, no, I don't smoke, and it's a smoke-free home. So when I purchase, and in fact, some of the buyers, I probably am annoying to some of the sellers, not buyers, sellers, because I ask them and they go, I already covered that. I go, no, is the bag smell? Are there weird smells in the bag? Now, I did that and still got a bag that definitely was in a smoke home. And I had asked about the bag directly. And so I'm not whining or pointing fingers or trying to hurt anybody by saying this. This has nothing to do with you sellers. You probably have hell on the other end too, where you have buyers that drop the gun and you miss sales because somebody didn't follow through. I'm sure that happens too, because I'm in sales. See, that's how I make my living. I'm an artist and I sell original, very valuable paintings. So I'm used to really high-end transactions. But with these bags, I'm finding that particularly in the Dooney and Burke pre-loved, there's more problems. And I'm not sure why, because I've pre-loved purchased with Louis Vuitton with zero so far. And I think they do have their problems, but zero problems. And I don't know why that is. Now, maybe I haven't purchased enough and I just got lucky. But I'm finding more struggle with the lower, I don't want to say low end, because, Dooney and Burkes aren't low end. They're, they're valuable bags and it's expensive. But I'm finding that they're, I just keep looking at this purple. I'll talk about her. And if I don't have time, I'll have another video. This is my other Perry satchel. So I have two, and that's one of the reasons I bought this, because I happen to love this one. And this one's slouchy. This is very structured. This is the weave, what they call a natural. And for summer, I just love, some people think it has a plasticky look to it. I love the rigidity. I don't have very many rigid bags, so I want a few. But I have a boho style, very, chic, country, and I love having just the leather. It doesn't bother me, it slouches and it's soft, and that's part of the beauty, and it shows that it's leather. And I had a woman who practically took this off my shoulder when I went to the post office yesterday. She just went, oh my God, that's a Dooney and Burke, and so she went on the internet to purchase this. I sold it to her, I wish. So there's my husband coming into the door, so I'm going to ask him to keep going forward. Poor hubby. So I'm videotaping. Hey, honey, I'm videotaping. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
There you go. There's my sweetheart. So I'm like shoving him down at the door because he's shy and he doesn't, he's a little shy. So I don't want to embarrass him. So I'm going to ask him to stop doing the groceries right now while I'm videotaping, so there's no noise. If he can go to or sit quietly.
This way.
Okay, so anyway, I wanted to finish this, and while he's doing the groceries, and I'm going to ask him to just be quiet a little bit because I'm going to be done in a minute. What was my thinking? Anyway, so that's our front door behind this wall. So, and he lives here, right? I guess he's allowed. So anyway, so I realized that the personalities on the on these videotapes are incredible. So anyway, so my rant, I guess this is a ranting about this, is that you need to ask, if you can, about the bag itself and say, are there odd, and take it outdoors, and please have your husband or your friend or your partner make sure these bags don't smell off. I also do think people smoke, they don't realize that the bags smell. I think sometimes they don't smell it, but then generally you reveal that you're from a smoke home. And so, but I'm finding that a lot of these bags have been circulated multiple times, so don't assume that the woman you're buying it from, especially if you're new, they're used to taking bags from other women and recycling them and making a little extra money sometimes when they get good deals. So when you go on, you've got to ask all these questions. Now the other thing, sometimes there's a rare, and I find this mostly true with rare bags, rare colors. When I mean bags, where colors that are discontinued and they're no longer making them, I'm finding that that's where the real challenge is of people not being straight, because the value is in the color. And so they figure if you get it in your hands, and they go, no, the leather sounds fine, because you can't tell over the internet about the smells. So it's fine. So I always ask for, can I return this within 24 hours or 48 hours and approve it, because I can't tell through the pictures about the smell. And a lot of times they will, especially when it's a more expensive bag because it's rarer. And I ask for that, and that saved me several times. The other problem, though, sometimes on the return, sometimes they'll put your return on their credit card on PayPal, and you'll see pending, and that usually means the flow of money is going to take 2 or 3 days because they're using their credit card to refund you, by the way. And so don't expect when they say refund you, it's automatic. You'll see pending, you'll see that they're trying to refund it. And then sometimes you may have a problem with them even doing that and following through on that commitment. It's this risk. You have to know your seller. And usually sellers with reputations where they worry about that tend to do it. But I've found problems even with reputable, and here's my cat, Nika. So she's a little Himalayan. So if you guys wondered, well, she loves the smell of leather. Can't blame her. So she's carnivorous, so just like me. And so be sure to ask for if you can have it and return it. And a lot of them will say, no, forget it. You can't return it. If you meet up with resistance with a seller somewhat, maybe that's not the person you need to be dealing with. There's a point at which you have to let go and go, this is, if you're not getting the pictures you need, if you're not getting the information you need, because I find on rare color bags, I'm going to get to this point, not lose it, rare color bags, you can have them taking pictures of other bags off the internet and then using that as a sample of their bag, where they're taking other people's pictures. So it's a real trick, because then they send you a bag that is nothing they showed on the internet. So a lot of people don't like the pre-loved market, and I generally don't either. When I want to get an unusual color that's no longer being made, then I'm kind of stuck. And in my case was the fuchsia. And I did find another small one, by the way, and I'm going to do an unboxing of a small fuchsia that looked like in perfect shape. And I grilled her about the smell, and I said, watch my video. I do videos. This bag's going to be exposed. So now I even use my video work, letting them know, please tell me the truth, because it's just not worth our time. And, send it to someone who doesn't care about smells, which I don't know how many women wouldn't care, but especially at a certain price. So how you negotiate price of bags. Sometimes people are firm. I say go for it, make an offer. They counter. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they go, no, I'm going to move on to the next person. Too late, too bad. Sometimes you can lose a bag because you're asking so many questions and they got a bunch of people behind you that I found this on the Louis Vuitton sites, that they just go, hey, I got the next person. They made an offer. and then you can either match it or not, and you have to trust them, whether that's an offer or not. They can say anything. So to get you to pay more. So it is what is it? It's like going to a flea market. I mean, could the other person offer less and they would have taken it? Probably. It's possible. So you just do what you think. You do your research on the internet. You look at what the bags are going for, and that helps me a lot. So I'm not insulting someone, but I'm not lowballing too much. But I'm, what's reasonable to what I see in the pictures. Now, the other tip, if you get a bag and it's not right, sometimes I will renegotiate at that point. I'll say, okay, I'll keep this bag at this amount, but otherwise I'll return it, and I will do that. And not everybody's brave to do that, but I recommend to protect yourself if a bag was not disclosed. Now, if it was disclosed, and it is what it is, don't try to renegotiate the price. That's rude, actually. If there really is something wrong, then I think it leaves it open. But you don't want to come back as perfect and say, well, I'll buy this bag if, and I'm sure that happens for sellers where they get buyers who work them over. So it goes both ways. So I'm not just saying sellers are all having, are the problem. So there's a real interesting, and not everybody's good at business. Not everybody's good at sales. They don't understand the rules. Sometimes there's no rules. They just do whatever. And I'm saying this with joy to you because I think the more harmonious and go in knowing what to expect. And you need to have a PayPal account, definitely. And then on the PayPal account, you also can build your own invoice. There's a section there where you can write an invoice so that when you decide to sell a bag, that you're ready to go, and it's all through email. You just share your emails. They say, this is my email, and PayPal will just shoot off an invoice for you. If you go through eBay, they handle all of that. In fact, eBay has more security than if you just go through PayPal. So some people feel more secure about debates on eBay, so that's the way to go. There's Poshmark, has a pretty good reputation. Tradesy, not everybody likes it for some reason. I don't get involved with Tradesy, but when you have rare colors, that's when you're going to have sometimes more fraudulent behavior, where pictures aren't of the bags they're actually sending. You really have to look at those pictures and make sure it's the same bag in all the pictures. You need to ask questions. If someone else is willing to take a risk and makes an offer and you lose out, you go, God, that was my unicorn bag. Realize you might have been spared a hellish experience. Because it's a pain returning these bags. And then it's a pain because, it takes a while to get your refund. You don't get it immediately. Even if respecting that, they may put it on their credit card. You may have another delay. And then they'll say, and also when you return a bag, take pictures of it on your cell phone. Take pictures of your bags, how you wrapped it back, what it looked like when you shipped it back. I recommend. And I think that's intelligent. So that you protect yourself so they get it and say, hey, it's all wrapped and you wrecked it. So I take full pictures of the bag and then show how it's being wrapped and then send them the receipt and the tracking number, and through the texting and through Facebook messaging. So you can do it either way, however it is you have the arrangement with the buyer and seller. I do that even when I sell my bags. I will take pictures. This is a protection. But I'm telling you, you can still get a bag you fully thought was a certain way, disclosed, and then be surprised. And it's unfortunate. And I don't know why sellers do that, because you want to build confidence. That's how you're going to make money. That's how I have done well in the art market. I am trustworthy. I have collectors and I have clients who rely on my judgment and they trust me. And I'll tell you, that is a huge business coup. When you try to manipulate, the reputation, especially on the internet, can go really fast. Hey, avoid this person. Now, we can't directly often. And also, when you're returning, don't slam the seller. It's not a good idea until you get me, don't say anything, and I'm not saying do that, but when you get your refund back, make sure the transition goes through. And you don't know what's in the head of other people. You don't know. Maybe to them the smell was not that bad. And also I think sellers do this so they're hoping you'll keep it. because you paid for the shipping, you're out the shipping. You know, it could be $30 at the end of it, you know, 35. And so maybe they send you a bag because it's the right color, it's everything, and they figure you're just going to deal with it. I think it's the actual sales reason why. Being in sales, I think that's why. I could never do that. But I loved people to be happy and go, hey, you know what? I loved what I got. That just makes my heart soar, to know they're genuinely happy and they can rave to their friends. And to me, it's all part of your branding when you're buying and selling these bags. So selling the bags, be sure to stuff your bags, make good pictures. Don't have lousy pictures, please. It helps your sales. Then you can really sell your bag. Otherwise, you're just going to hang out because the bag is all crumpled on the floor. You can, even an older bag, just stuff it up, just put it on your porch, take a decent picture. Helps with sales. I've had no problems because I take good pictures and I just close everything. And I'll tell you, it's fun when it goes right. And I've had more go right than wrong. And so I'm waiting for this fuchsia bag, and cross your fingers, see if it goes right. Love you. And I'm going to do a review of these bags in the next video. All right, because I'm at 20 minutes. But that's my rant and rave, because there are a lot of good sellers out there. That's my rave. There's good collectors, good ladies, and I'll tell you what, they're so helpful. The last bag I purchased, the fuchsia, I was helped by multiple women to track down that bag, and it was on a Facebook listing. So thank you. And the woman who I bought that fuchsia bag from, if it's perfect, you're going to get a rave at my next, if it smells right. It looks perfect. It's just the smell. God bless. Bye-bye.